Hi, I'm Richard James and I'm a professional bounty hunter. Well, all of this stuff basically is some of the tools of the trade. It's not everything, but of course we have a couple of assortments, different assortments of badges. Fugitive Recovery Agent, Bail Enforcement Officer. It's got IDs on the back. I also carry a gold shield from when I was at the Treasury in Tennessee. I still got my state seal. It's a special investigator's identification with a badge number that was assigned to me. You've got, standard issued handcuffs. This is actually the first pair I ever had. I've had them for about 27 years. And they come in different makes and brands. I prefer HWCs. That's my favorite. I don't like Smith & Wesson, but that's just my choice. We've got leg shackles. These are a lot of fun. Had a guy that was so big that one time, well, actually a couple of times in my career, where I had to use these as handcuffs because their wrists were so big and they were so broad at the shoulders and arms they couldn't put their hands back, so we had to use these. Some officers carry 3X handcuffs. These are standard, but you can get them larger. These are just as good. They give you the links that you need for between the two wrists. They're generally used for legs, so the person can't run. We have transport belts. That way it keeps the fugitives' hands down by their waist so that they're limited as to what they can do, and it's for trips generally. Here's their nylon restraints for your hands or feet. We've got different types of pepper sprays. I don't really use pepper anymore. In Texas, the oleocapsum resin that's in it is not real good on the Hispanic community. They're already got that in their system, so they've had to up that to a larger percentage of pepper. And I just switched over. This is pretty common in Tennessee. It was given to me by some deputies in the Memphis, Tennessee area. This is Freeze Plus. It's a lot better, but it causes a lot of pain. It's non-lethal, but it causes a lot of pain. I only use it if we have to. This is Punch. This is what's used when you throw it into a building. You can't stay in there after it's completely dispersed. It will dry. You can't. There's no way. You can't breathe. You can't see. You just get out of the building. This is Bear Spray. I think Dog carries one similar to this. Actually, it might be a tad bigger, but it's for use in bears. But if you've got a crowd, this works beautifully and disperses. And this is an old container, but it sure works. I do not carry a gun. I've never carried a firearm. I have, through the years, carried various weapons. I also have changed over to a little bit easier, in the early years, a way to carry, and it's a stun baton. This is a small version. It's only 200,000 volts. And the last one that we obtained was a 500,000 volt, 500,000 volts of electricity. They're quite convincing when they're sparked off to let somebody know you're about to use them. They generally don't want that. It produces a burning sensation and it makes your whole body shudder. These are a lot harder to carry and to be kind of obscure. If you're trying to approach a house and you're walking around with a stun baton, the neighbors see you, everybody, and a lot of times folks have someone watching and will call the house and say, hey, you're going to be hit. So we've changed to another method of stun, non-lethal series. We use the Advanced Taser series. This is the M18L, L for laser. And where the laser hits is where the probes are going to hit. And this is a 30,000 volt, a 50,000 volt that goes 15 feet. We have cartridges for 30 feet, and law enforcement can use cartridges up to 45 feet, but we do not carry those. 15 foot, generally we close that gap pretty quick, and 15 foot's plenty of room to be able to fire and hit your target. This is a leg holster. The taser actually fits in it, and it straps to your leg. I prefer the shoulder, but this is your leg one. I don't use it hardly ever. Then we also have the type that fits on your belt. And it stays right on your belt and It's quick, easy access. I use that more than I use the leg holster, and then I prefer the shoulder holster most of the time because I can wear a jacket and it's not so obvious that I'm carrying anything. Set of hatch gloves. These are for making arrests, keep your hands from getting torn up, also for frisking, patting down. There's latex gloves in the event that we have to search somebody that's got some type of a disease and it's evident, like open sores, or they tell you they're HIV positive, or you know that in the course of the investigation. So we will wear those to be safe so that we don't get any blood or other type of liquids on ourselves. We have a containment hood for someone that likes to bite or spit, possibly has some kind of a communicable airborne pathogen that we don't want to get, so we'll put this hood over them. They can still see, but from here down they can't do anything to get any kind of saliva or blood on you. Got a scanner for metal, for weapons, in case I need to pat. Usually it's for women, because we don't generally pat women down because of the liability issue, but we do, we will wand them, or if we have somebody that we're just checking, we can wand them and see what kind of metal they have on them. Of course, we have your standard stingers, flashlights, are rechargeable. Here's the stun baton, as mentioned before. Let's see. Oh, in a pinch, I also, if I'm out and I can't get to plug in for my cell phone, I have solar chargers for the cell phones, so that way we can keep them working. And we also have a portable lie detector. It's called more accurately an emotion reader, and it can tell you if the person is being truthful or not due to the emotional stress and strain out of their voice. And it's very effective. It works real well. I've used it a few times, and I can tell people, I can look at it and tell them, so, well, you're lying to me. Of course, then they know they're lying, so of course they look at you like, you know, I said, hey, it tells me you're lying, you're lying. So finally they're just like, well, I can't lie now. So they go ahead and either they're going to deny and say, I'm not going to tell you anything further, or they just tell you the truth. But at least it's another tool that we have to kind of help level the playing field about truth and honesty when you're asking questions.